6 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Hassan Gilani. First, the headlines. Prime Minister has strongly condemned Israel's attack on Palestinian worshippers in Al-Aqsa Mosque compound. National Assembly was informed today that there is no shortage of sugar in the country despite its export. President has called for creation of specific jobs for differently abled people to make them financially independent. Pakistan and China have decided to give impetus to their bilateral cooperation under a CPEC. Pakistan has urged India to curb rising tide of Islamophobic and hateful acts against Muslims. Foreign ministers of Saudi Arabia and Iran meet in Beijing tomorrow to discuss resumption of diplomatic ties. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has strongly condemned Israeli police attack on Palestinian worshippers in Al-Aqsa Mosque compound in Jerusalem. In a tweet today, he said the brutal attack is violative of the sanctity of holy month of Ramadan. The Prime Minister said the impunity granted to Israel has emboldened Tel Aviv to violate basic human rights with abandon. The National Assembly was informed today that there is no shortage of sugar in the country despite its export. Speaking at the floor of the House, Minister for Commerce Naveed Qamar said Pakistan has exported 170 million metric tons of sugar to Afghanistan, Central Asian states and other countries, and it has the capacity for its further export. Minister of State for Finance Aisha Ghaus Pasha regretted that the previous government did not fulfill the understanding and commitments reached with the IMF. She was confident that the staff-level agreement will be reached with the international lender. The Minister of State pointed out that Pakistan has already met the prior actions and now the IMF wants us to fulfill the external funding requirements before the release of the next tranche. She informed the House that China has recently rolled over a loan while there is also progress for securing support from Saudi Arabia and United Arab Emirates. President Dr. Arif Alvi has called for creation of specific jobs for differently abled people, DAPs, to make them financially independent. The President gave these remarks during a meeting with the Vice Chairman of Pakistan Foundation Fighting Blindness, Dr. Anisur Rahman, at Awan-e-Sadr in Islamabad today. He emphasized that DAPs need to be trained and well equipped with specific skills set to make them useful and productive citizens of the country. The President said society should not neglect DAPs and it is the collective responsibility of the public and the private sectors to encourage and support persons with disabilities. Dr. Anisur Rahman apprised the President about the steps taken by PFFB for the welfare of visually impaired persons in Pakistan. He said his organization has transformed the lives of more than 50,000 visually impaired students and other persons at the national level during the last 10 years through educational services, capacity building trainings, awareness campaigns, career counseling, and assistive technology. Pakistan and Qatar have agreed to enhance bilateral relations in diverse sectors. The understanding was reached at a meeting between Chairman Senate Sadiq Sanjarani and Qatar's ambassador to Pakistan, Sheikh Saud bin Abdurrahman Al Thani, in Islamabad today. During the meeting, they discussed strengthening of bilateral relations between the two countries and exploring new avenues of cooperation in various fields of mutual interest. The Senate chairman acknowledged the significant role played by Qatar in promoting peace and stability in the region. He expressed Pakistan's readiness to strengthen its relations with Qatar and assured the ambassador of his full support in promoting bilateral cooperation in all fields. The ambassador said his country is keen to further enhance collaboration with Pakistan in the areas of trade, investment, energy, and culture. Both sides expressed their commitment to further deepen and diversify their bilateral relations in the years ahead. Pakistan and China have decided to give impetus to their bilateral cooperation under a China-Pakistan Economic Corridor project. The understanding was reached at a meeting between Minister for Planning and Development Ehsan Iqbal and Minister of International Department of Communist Party of China Liu Jianchao in Beijing today. Ehsan Iqbal reiterated that Pakistan's friendship and strategic partnership with China enjoys a broad political support in the country. He paid tribute to the vision of Chinese President Xi Jinping for launching initiatives like Belt and Road, Global Development, Security and Civilization initiatives, which are contributing in creating a peaceful and harmonious world. On the occasion, Liu Jianchao said, "Iron Brother relationship with Pakistan is unparalleled." This is Radio Pakistan. Pakistan has urged India to curb the rising tide of Islamophobic and hateful acts against Muslims. At weekly news briefing in Islamabad today, Foreign Office spokesperson Mumtaz Zahra Baloch expressed deep concern over alarming rise in violence against Muslims in India after latest such attacks in 8 states of the country. She called on India to take demonstrable steps for protection of Muslims, enabling them to practice their faith and hold accountable those responsible for such hateful acts. Welcoming OIC's statement in this regard, the spokesperson noted that terrifying rise in Islamophobia in India is consequence of majoritarian Hindutva agenda and anti-Muslim rife in Indian politics. She reiterated Pakistan's concern about well-being of Kashmiri leaders and human rights defenders incarcerated in India and illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, and impressed upon India to end suppression of journalists and human rights defenders. Responding to a question about remarks of Indian External Affairs Minister, the Foreign Office spokesperson said the remarks reflect Indian politicians' unhealthy obsession with Pakistan after they have failed to malign and isolate it at diplomatic front. She said Indian politicians in their anti-Pakistan rhetoric very conveniently overlook the developments in their country where the social fabric has been ripped apart due to the extremist Hindutva ideology. Alluding to Minister for Planning and Development Ehsan Iqbal's visit to China, she said the minister has expressed Pakistan's desire to explore opportunities for shared growth of developing countries with investments to fill the economic gaps. To a question about latest attack of Israeli forces on Palestinians offering prayers in Al-Aqsa Mosque, Mumtaz Zahra Baloch said Pakistan condemns the attack and urges international community to take immediate action to end these inhuman actions against unarmed Palestinians. She said this continuous pattern of Israeli oppression not only violates the religious freedom of Palestinians but also hurts religious sentiments of Muslims around the world. Israeli forces have attacked dozens of worshippers on the Al-Aqsa Mosque compound in occupied East Jerusalem and arrested at least 400 Palestinians. The Palestinians' Red Crescent in a statement said 7 Palestinians sustained wounds from rubber-tipped bullets and beatings in clashes with Israeli police at the Al-Aqsa Mosque compound. Spokesperson for Palestinian President Nabil Abu Rudeya said, "We want the occupation against crossing red lines at holy sites, which will lead to a big explosion." Palestine, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Qatar and Egypt have condemned the Israeli flagrant storming of compound and called for an immediate halt to blatant assault on worshippers. The Gulf Cooperation Council has denounced the raid. The GCC's Secretary General Jassim Mohammed Al-Badawi said the raid is a provocation to the feeling of Muslims worldwide and goes against international laws in respecting religious sanctuaries. Saudi Arabia and Iran will hold a meeting in Beijing tomorrow to resume bilateral diplomatic ties. Saudi Arabia's Foreign Minister Faisal bin Farhan and his Iranian counterpart Hossein Amir Abdullahian will attend the meeting. This meeting preceded 3 telephone conversations between the two ministers in recent weeks after signing of the agreement brokered by China. And finally, the weather. Dry weather is expected in most parts of the country during the next 12 hours. However, rain, wind, thunderstorm is expected at isolated places in northeastern Balochistan, central and south Punjab, Upper Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Gilgit-Baltistan and Kashmir. And this is the end of the news. For more news and analysis, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.